Hold on.
That's right. And 2, 3, 4.
You want an intro?
Wait, hold on. Let me just see where
The town's shaky. We got you there.
Hold on, B camera.
We're clearing the lot right now. Stays on sets. The flag does.
More Bukowski from Chris King, Broadway Chris. You want to do an intro, Tom?
Chris, you're on the edge of the Pacific Ocean. The raw works of Mr. Bukowski.
Yeah.
Let your heart go with the spirit of both Mother Nature and any plant in nature. Let it rip. Boom, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Look at our camera. Nice.
As Fred would say, they don't notice you till you step over the line.
Look at the clouds. We'll get the hearse in.
Chris King reads Bukowski.
You just say what I'm going to say.
Free the Venice Pier.
I'll sit while you're reading, bro. But I'm cheering you on.
But now that game is fading. God just didn't pay the rent or come up with that bottle of wine, no matter how much they hollered or got their last clean clothes dirty on that floor. God said, wait. And it's hard to wait when your belly is empty and your soul don't feel so good, and maybe you can only live to be 55. And the last time God showed up was almost 2,000 years ago. And then he just did a few cheap carnival tricks. Let some Jew outfox him, then blew the scene. A man gets GD tired of suffering. The teeth is in his mouth are enough to kill him, or the same woman in the same small room. The religious convoys are moving in with the revolutionary convoys. And you can't tell asshole from pussy, brothers. Realize this, and you have a beginning. Listen carefully, and you have a beginning. Swallow it all, and you're dead. God got out of the tree, took the snake and Eden's tight pussy away, and now you've got Karl Marx throwing golden apples down from the same tree, mostly in blackface. If there is a battle, and I believe that there is, always has been, that's what has made Van Goghs and Mailers, as well as Dizzy Gillespie's and Charlie Parker's. Then please be careful of your leaders, for there are many in your ranks who would rather be president of General Motors than burn down the Shell oil station around the corner. But since they can't have one, they take the other. These are the human rats of the centuries who have kept us where we are. This is Dubek coming back from Russia, a half man, afraid of psychic death. A man must finally learn that it is better to die with his balls slowly cut off than to live any other way. Foolish, no more foolish than the greatest miracle. But if you are caught in the trap, always understand, what is it that you are trading for exactly, or the soul you give way? Casanova used to run his fingers, his hands, up the ladies' dresses as men were torn apart in the king's courtyard. But Casanova died too, just an old guy with a big cock and a long tongue and no guts at all. To say that he lived well is true. To say that I could spit on his grave without feeling is also true. The ladies usually go for the biggest damn fool they can find. That is why the human race stands where it does today. We have bred the clever and lasting Casanovas, all hollow inside like the chocolate Easter bunnies we foster upon our poor children. The nest of the arts, like the nest of the revolutionaries, crawled with the most unimaginable lice-covered freaks, seeking Coca-Cola solace because they can neither find jobs as dishwashers or paint like Suzanne. If the mole doesn't want you, the only thing to do is to pray or work for a new mold. And when you find out that mole doesn't want you, then why not another? Everybody pleased in a certain way. Yet old as I am particularly pleased to live in this certain age. The little man has simply gotten tired of taking too much shit. It's happening everywhere. Prague, what? Hungary, Vietnam. It ain't government. It's man against government. It's man who can no longer quite be fooled by a white Christmas with a Bing Crosby voice and dyed Easter eggs that must be hidden from kids who must work to find them. Of future presidents of America whose faces on TV screens must make you run to the bathroom and puke. I like this time. I like this feeling. The young have finally begun to think, and the young have become more and more, but every time they get a spearhead for their feelings, that spearhead is murdered. The old and the entrenched are frightened. They know that the revolution can come through the voting polls in the American manner. We can kill them without a bullet. We can kill them by simply becoming more real and more human and voting out the shits. But they are clever. What they do offer us, what do they offer us? Humphrey or Nixon. Like I said, cold shit, warm shit, it's all shit. The only thing that has kept me from being assassinated is that I am small shit. I have no politics, I observe. I have no sides except the side of the human spirit, which after all does sound rather shallow, like a pitch man, but which means mostly my spirit, which means yours too, and yours, and yours, and yours, and yours, for I am not truly alive. How can I see you? Man, I'd like to see a good pair of shoes on every man walking the streets and see that he gets a good piece of ass and a belly full of food too. Christ, the last piece of ass I had, it was 1966 and I've been jacking off ever since, and there just ain't no jack off compared to that wonder hole. Yeah, it's tough time, brothers, and I don't know quite what to tell you. I'm white, but I've got to agree. Don't too much quite trust that paint job. It's soft. I don't know too much like soft shits either, but I've seen a lot of you who can make me puke all the way from Venice West to Miami Beach. The soul has no skin. The soul only has insides that want to sing. Finally, can you hear it, brothers? Softly, can you hear it, brothers? A hot piece of ass and a new Cadillac ain't gonna solve a goddamn thing. Popeye will have one eye, Nixon will be your next president, Christ slipped off the cross, and now nailed to the motherfucker, black and white and black completely. Our choice is almost no choice. If we move too quickly, we are dead. If we do not move fast enough, we are dead. It isn't our deck of cards. How are you gonna shit with 2,000-foot Christian cork jammed up your ass? To learn to do not read Karl Marx. Marx very dry shit. Please learn the spirit. Marx is only tanks moving through Prague. Don't get caught this way, please. First of all, read Celine, the greatest writer of 2,000 years, of course. The Stranger by Camus must fit in. Crime and Punishment, The Brothers, all of Kafka, all the works of the unknown writer, John Fante, the short stories of Turgenev. Avoid Faulkner, Shakespeare, and especially George Bernard Shaw, the most overblown fantasy of the ages. A real true-blown shit with political and literary connections beyond belief. The only younger guy I can think of with the road paved ahead for him and kissing ass whenever necessary was Hemingway. But the difference between Hemingway and Shaw was that Hem wrote some good early work, and Shaw wrote completely flippin' dull crap all the way through. So here we are mixing revolution with literature. They both fit. Somehow everything fits. But I grow tired and wait for tomorrow. Will the man be at my door? Who gives a damn? I hope this made you spill your tea.
Bravo, comrade.
Chris King, Bukowski, man. Cool. Pacific Ocean, California.
Legends unite.
2021.
Yep.
History, cold read. Beautiful done.
Think for yourself. Open your mind.
Beautifully done. Excuse me.
Read the literature. Read the books.
Nice, Chris King.
Good stuff.
Soar.
I didn't save any for the pier. I did all that. I was going to break it up for the pier, but
I'm sure Bukowski's got something in there for us.